All right, so we're here in Lorain, Ohio. I was camping up here this weekend on the way back, doing a little bit of some prototype research. Never actually been to Lorain. I feel like I know it because I've bottled it so much, but never actually visited Lorain, so it's pretty cool to be here and take a lot of pictures and check it out. This is called Broadway, I guess. This is like their main street. It's pretty nice. Not too much, I don't think really goes on here anymore. You see a lot of some closed and closed businesses, but it's definitely neat. I wish I had room to model something like this in the layout. I don't. I have room to pretty much model in the immediate area of the tracks. But I'm heading down now to where the station used to be, as well as the diamond with the B&O. All that's gone. I'm pretty sure it's just a parking lot. Maybe like a little business there. And then the NS main, the old nickel plate main is there. It's not the NS Cleveland district. But the B&O is long gone. That's been gone, I want to say, at least since the 70s. There's the lift bridge over there, sort of. You can kind of get a look at it. But we're going to come over here, we'll get a better look, and yeah, we'll see what we got. Okay, so coming into the Lorain County Health and Dentistry, right there. This is pretty much the site of where the station was, to my knowledge. And I think this underpass here, you can see I just drove under it. I believe this used to be a crossing, and I think with all the other business gone or done, it's with all the other activity, the railroad shrunken down quite a bit. It's now just an underpass, and I made a wrong turn. I'm gonna go to that parking lot, so let's turn around here. And while I'm doing that, I'll talk a little bit. So I was up camping, and on the way back, my parents left already. I drove up separately, and while I was up here, I figured it'd make a very good excuse to come down here. Excuse me, come down here and come out here on the way back and stop at a lot of these places I'm modeling, because I'm modeling Lorain. I was in Bellevue yesterday. I don't model Bellevue, but in some areas around Bellevue, and went to the Bad River Nickel Plate Museum. A lot of good stuff there. Saw the Burke they have there, 757. But on the way back, like I said, I wanted to stop and check it out. So pull my car up here and we'll go out and look around. All right, so I'm pretty much where the station platform, just about, and probably where the depot would have been here in Lorain. The depot was jointly operated. It was shared by both the nickel plate as well as the B&O. This is the nickel plate's main. It's the old Cleveland division. Now it's now NS, and it's their Cleveland district. I don't think it sees all that much traffic. I mean, it sees a couple trains a day, but most of it runs on the parallel, the old New York Central to Chicago line. But I'd say right about, probably even a little bit further down, is probably roughly where the station would have been, as well as, so I'm probably standing on where the platform probably was. Used to be 2 tracks here. And the lift bridge down there, that was put in 1974. By that point, nickel plate was gone. It was Norfolk and Western. N&W put it in. The swing bridge, I think, was old, and it had some clearance problems with the bigger ships trying to navigate the river. So they took the swing bridge down. But when there was a swing bridge there, it was a gauntlet track, so it wasn't. It was still double tracked, I believe, on both sides, and it went down to a gauntlet track going through the bridge. But I'm pretty sure. I don't know if by the N&W era, or I know for sure that by the time they put the lift bridge in, it was down to single track, like it still is now. But I can walk a little bit down here and can maybe see where the B&O used to cross over. I don't know. There used to be a big coal dock over that way, up along the lake. That's where the B&O was going to. It was one of their, like a branch line. They had a pretty large servicing facility here in Lorain, further south. I don't know exactly where it's at, but they had to get a roundhouse and a small engine yard and whatever else up there. And oh, check this out. Looks like it was actually, it looks like part of the old diamond over here. Take a look. I don't know. This looks. I mean, I don't know why else would be a diamond here. This has to be probably something off the old nickel plate and the B&O. It's pretty neat. Now I believe I don't know how old this is, or what this is doing here, how old it is, but I'm pretty sure it was like a 3-track. I think the B&O was at least like 3 tracks across. So it was pretty busy going to and from the ore docks. So I think at that point, or by this point, this was put in, this might be, I don't know, later when they reduced trackage on both. I don't know when the diamond was pulled out, but I know the B&O was pretty much done up here by, I want to say, the 70s. It might have still been in here. I don't think it was seeing much use. I don't know when the coal dock closed, but cool view of the lift bridge. I don't want to walk down too far. I don't want to trespass, but yeah, put it in 74. I believe it's based off of the nickel plate era lift bridge that's over in Cleveland. Although the one in Cleveland's probably a little bit bigger. It's double tracked, and I don't think it's quite as tall as this, but it's just an overall larger structure. but I'm pretty sure it's based off of that one. So even though I'm modeling 57 on my layout, I have the swing with the lift bridge because lift bridges are awesome. Like, this thing just looks super cool. It's neat. I think, oh, this is probably, here it is. There's the old B&O. A little bit still there. A little bit of, the track is kind of there. Go up into it here. Yeah, it's sort of there. You can kind of make it out, but you can see would have crossed over, then it would have ran down that way. So with that in mind, the station had to have been right about where this diamond is sitting over in the weeds. The station had to have been right around in this area, and the platform probably extended down to where my car is parked. And I think it extended up a little bit over this way. Looks a little bit different now, but honestly, my layout, even though like I said I'm modeling it in the 50s, it's set probably more close to how it looks now, just with the simplified track arrangement and stuff. But pretty cool, pretty neat. I brought my camera along, hopefully to get a picture of a train passing through here, but I'm not holding my breath. Like I said, a lot of the traffic that comes on this line, or that would come down this line, usually takes the Chicago line, the ex-New York Central instead, which is a few miles south of here. It doesn't actually pass through Lorain. But also to get some good prototype photos, especially of the bridge. I would like to walk up there, and I might, but we'll see. This bridge I know used to be controlled by an operator that used to be out on the bridge at RU. It used to be, I think with the swing bridge, he was stationed in the station, and when they put the new bridge in, they moved them out onto the bridge itself. Pretty sure the bridge, I'm sure it's remotely controlled now. I doubt there's anybody there. I don't know where they control it from, maybe Cleveland or Toledo. But anyway, the bridges, I mean, the Lionel bridge that I have in my layout isn't all that far off from this bridge. Obviously, it's not quite as detailed, but I do want to change some of that. Like I said, I think I've said in videos before, the Lionel bridge has these big, like, metal tubes going in between the two towers. And you can see the real one, you can kind of tell from here, does not have that, but does have some cables going between. So I'd like to model my bridge to represent that or have something similar to that. But and then, of course, I want to weather it too. That's why a big reason I'm up here is to get good photos of the texture and the color of this bridge. I want to weather mine pretty close to how it looks now. But, you know, aside from that, it's pretty close. But, yeah, thinking about it, I highly doubt the operator, there's still a bridge tender out here anymore, because I don't think this bridge raises all that much. I think it used to raise a lot more, because there was a steel mill down here, down on the Black River. And so a lot of lake boats would come right off of the Lake Erie, and then down to the mill to deliver probably ore or whatever else. But now with that mill closed, or closed enough, I don't know what the deal is, but I'm pretty sure it's either fully closed or it's scaled back operations tremendously. It's barely making anything if it's open at all. But with that gone, there's no constant traffic for that. And I think there is still like some kind of stone facility just down the river. So, and I don't even know if that's still open. I know I've seen videos and pictures of boats coming down here to go to that, you know, as recent as a couple years ago. So I don't know if they still do that or not, but this bridge probably opens very seldomly anymore. Pretty cool. Derail device, the bridge is raised. I guess the switch probably automatically throws, and so a train can't go off the end into the river. Also, I decided to walk down. I saw a car drive down here, so it should be fine. Look at how massive this thing is. Check out the size of those counterweights. Pretty neat. You see all the cable wiring detail up there. I don't know what that thing is, but I want to get that thing 3D printed. That holds all the wires that go across in between the two towers. Brother have to 3D print that for me. That's probably where the operator, the bridge tender, used to work out of at RU. And I get the bridge piers. So I would say my brother, he just finished 3D printing those for me, and I think he did a pretty bang up job. They're pretty close. And that pier over there, or that abutment, I don't know if that's the abutment for the old swing bridge, because I know they built the new bridge side by side with the old one back in '74. So I'm curious to know if that's the abutment. I mean, you can see something over there. I bet that is. I bet that's the abutment for the old bridge. You see some of the steel ribbing that I modeled out of foam in my layout, working on it. Now, one thing I don't have is this approach span. I don't have it on either side, not enough room, so I have it coming right off of the ground onto the bridge. So a little bit creative liberty. Can't be dead on. But really, really cool. Neat to see in person. See some of the steel ribbing along the sides of the river where they dredged it. There's a bridge. I think the height's pretty good. I think mine's pretty good. Mine, I think my height might be slightly, my bridge is slightly closer to the river bed, which is totally fine because the bridge is shorter, so the whole thing should be a little bit more compressed. And I like how it looks anyway, a little bit closer, but I think it's, either way, it's pretty close to how it looks in real life. You can see how wide, this is the Black River here. You can see how wide it is at this point. So occasionally, they, to my knowledge, still bring down lake boats. Lake Erie is like right over there, and they bring them up. You can kind of see, I'm pretty sure it's like that stone facility right there underneath the bridge, or it's somewhere right around the bend. They don't go that far up anymore. And the steel mill used to be like back that way, and directly in front of me, I think over like across opposite of the shore from where I'm at, that's where the shipyards used to be. They used to build ships here. Clearly, as you can tell, that's no longer a thing here. It's a bunch of nice housing and whatever else and little marinas, but that's how most of the shore looks these days. All these little short towns like Lorain and Vermilion. I was just in Vermilion earlier today. It's a little bit, it's like 10 miles west of here. It's all real similar, but it's cool. I think for never being here, it's my first time ever coming here, I think I did a pretty good job modeling this scene. You know, because I modeled it entirely off of Google Maps and pictures. So it's cool to come here and taking a lot of pictures, a lot of video, and taking a lot of mental notes to see what needs changed. But really, I think for the most part, I've gotten it pretty close. I'm pretty happy with I'm pretty proud of myself for doing it the way I did it. I never, ever get that lucky with trains, so that was cool. If I wasn't here for modeling, I was just to get pictures, I would have been sitting here for at least like 5 hours before I saw something. So that's pretty cool. I got to see a train go across. It looked like I was going to be 309 or 317 mixed freight train. That was pretty awesome, so glad I got to see that. Would have been cool if it was a Berkshire, but you know, whatever. Take what you can get. But yeah, this is a great spot. Stand up. Let's sit down and get a better picture. It's a great spot. The bridge is awesome. Totally going to, if this doesn't inspire me, I don't know what will to go back and get some more work done on the layout, specifically at this scene. This is really cool. So up along the B&O line here, pretty cool. There's an old B&O caboose. That's fitting that should be there. I didn't know this was here, but it looks like they're in the process of working on it. Looks like they're repainting it. I forget what it's a C-17 or something. I forget the whatever designation of caboose this is, but these are pretty common. I've seen a lot of these cabooses around, these types of cabooses, but it's cool that it's here. Lorain is a little bit of tribute to its railroad history. It used to be a very big railroad town, but like a lot of these small towns all over the country, the railroads aren't, I mean, they're still here. They're not quite as prominent as they would have been, you know, 50, 60, 70 years ago, but pretty cool they have this here. But yeah, this is not too much here anymore. The old Palace Theater, it looks like. This is along behind Broadway, and I might drive around. We'll go check out the old coal dock as well. Caboose has roller bearings, so they must have been using this. They must have been in service longer than you would think. It's not in bad shape. It looks good. They've done a good job. Whoever's working on this is doing a pretty good job. It looks nice. C3855. Alright, so last spot is up here along Lake Erie. There's the lake. You can see the lighthouse down there a little bit as well. Pretty cool. I think the coal dock used to be here, this area. I don't know if it's this exact pier out here, or if it's this one where I'm at, or there's a couple piers here, but we'll say that it was this one. I don't know for sure, but we'll just say it was this one. And that's where the B&O branch ran down to. I do not believe the nickel plate ever served this coal dock, but I could be wrong. There's a bunch of different docks up around along the lakes here, these little towns. I believe there's one at Huron, and if I want to say, could be wrong, the Norfolk and Western, at least. I don't know about the NKP, but the Norfolk and Western definitely served that place because there's pictures of NW units switching that place out. I would assume that was the nickel plate era as well, but I can say with pretty good certainty this was served by the B&O exclusively. Again, not much is here anymore. It's just you know, a lot of fishing and docking, boat docking and boat launching, and I don't know, scenery, or just it's kind of let nature regrowth. As you can see the dredging here in the river, and we got a lighthouse out there. So that about wraps up my trip up here to Lorain. Got a lot of good research in. I saw a lot of cool stuff, definitely got inspired. And so yeah, I'm gonna go home, drive home about 3 hours home, and go work on my layout. So I'll see you back there.